Good morning, party people.
Welcome to the breakdown with the chest slapper, Nath and Johnny. We're excited. We're excited this morning, and it's not just because I've had way too much caffeine. It's because we're checking out the brand new track from KNOSIS.
Did you have a coffee before you had that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much caffeine for you, my friend.
No, it's not. It's not enough.
How much caffeine's in that?
What does that say?
He reads it like someone's had too much caffeine. I don't know. Look. I'll have a look.
Per serving in the can, 155 milligrams.
Okay.
Is
and
that a
you've
lot?
had a coffee, so you're at about 210 milligrams caffeine a day.
Yeah.
That's a decent amount of caffeine.
It's not too much though, right?
Have I ever told you the story
Is it too much? Is my heart going to explode? Am I going to die? Am I going to die? Oh my god.
I'll try to restart
I'm not
your heart.
anxious. Yeah.
Have I told you the story about Tristan when we travelled to LA the first time?
I haven't. You have not.
We should get
I
KNOSIS. This is Shinmon.
Yeah, I saw that.
KNOSIS.
Also, I love the KNOSIS, like using the name in there. But also, you know, when I saw this title, what did I think of? Nope.
Oh.
Shinmon!
What?
Michael Jackson. Shinmon!
I don't know what that is.
You know how he does it always? Michael Jackson always did that. Shinmon!
No, I don't think I...
Really?
I can't hear that.
Shinmon!
Yeah.
He always did it.
I didn't know what he was saying. Maybe I just haven't paid that much attention to it.
Pay more attention.
So this is the story. We'll get to that eventually. The first time we went to LA together, Tris and I, we were staying at a mate's place, Marcel's, and I trained somewhere in the morning for something, and he filmed it, and then we were going somewhere else. And in the morning, he didn't drink coffee, but he loved energy drinks, and they had a brand there called Rise, maybe, or something like that. And he had one in the morning. Smashed it, went and filmed the thing. Then afterwards, there was like whatever the corner shops were. He got another one and had it. They had 400 milligrams of caffeine per serve.
Each. Oh
And he
my
had
God.
2 within like 5 hours.
Oh my god.
And he said there's like, I think I'm having heart palpitations. And his heart was skipping beats because he had so much caffeine in such a short window.
That's not good.
Look at how much caffeine in things, kids.
That's not a good thing.
He was I love Tristan, but he's a bit of a dum-dum with that stuff. But yeah.
He's also just a young guy, and
Yeah, he was 20 and just enthusiastic and just being like, I'm going to staple, not an edit. Don't do that.
yeah.
Anyway, KNOSIS, if you haven't heard them before, it's going to be heavy and fun.
Yeah, really excited to check this one out. Rio is an incredible vocalist, formerly of Crystal Lake, if you do not know, Japanese metalcore band, who did come back with a new vocalist and then seemed to kind of disappear again, didn't they?
Yeah, it's true. I didn't actually hear any more. We did one single from them, then didn't see another.
It's a weird thing when you have a vocalist that cements themselves, you know, as such an important figure in any scene like Rio did. For a band to come back, like, it sucks, but it's also like, well, I mean, it's hard to come back from that when, you know, the previous vocalist did so much work to become such an important member of that community.
Well,
especially when he did,
the
like...
band. When you identify the band because of the vocalist. If you
Yeah,
lose the vocalist, you've lost the identity of the band.
And he became the guy that was like a feature on everything for a while as well. Like, really put himself out there. And yeah, fantastic, talented vocalist. Keen to check this one out. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. Follow the socials, do all that sort of stuff. Check out the merchandise. All these little things really help us out. So if you are someone who likes to sit there and consume YouTube.
Johnny's had 9 energy drinks this morning. He lied before.
If you do consume a lot of YouTube, help the creators out by doing those little things that actually do help keep us doing them. That's all we ask.
Pew, pew.
Correct? That's a cool little setting. My body is ready.
Know that you know nothing about me.
Fuck.
Oh. This chord progression here gives me Make Them Suffer vibes.
I will pay more attention to that.
Just the key that they're using. Those dissonant chords. Wow. Get your black metal on. Quite a progressive song.
Yeah, it is.
Guttural.
That was eclectic.
First things first, I want to say how much I loved the music video.
Yeah.
Like the use of the production, the way that they did all of that, it just looked really cool and it was really interesting. It was very, very, very cool. Song was very eclectic, like you said. It was really proggy. I enjoyed it. It's like full transparency. It's like things like that are sometimes food for me. Just because like it does take a lot of sort of concentration. But then again, that's also basing it on first listen when I'm not familiar with the song.
Yeah, I feel like that's something going back to you start to pick up on more that you didn't get and you might kind of join it together a little more. It is a very disjointed, chaotic, even as you said, the use of the chords in there, they're quite like dissonant chords. There's a lot there to make it feel on edge and not palatable in the same ways that you expect from a single.
Yeah.
Even with the film clip just kept you guessing. There was just bits would happen and you would cut to a bit and all of a sudden it looked like there was like, oh, it's on like a low quality pixelation and then it was back to a plane and like it kind of kept you on your toes the whole way through.
They're an exciting band. They're very, very cool. I enjoy them.
I would love to see them live. As I said, Rio is such a cool live front man, has such a cool energy. Yeah. They played with Make Them Suffer on a recent
That's what I was
tour.
thinking as well. I was like, that kind of works because like I got that Make Them Suffer vibe just from the chord progression. It was very reminiscent of something that Nick would write.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that has maybe like obviously when you spend a lot of time touring with the band, you do get those influences. You're watching the band every night. Maybe that's something that they've sort of channeled there consciously, which is cool.
That black metal bit.
Yeah.
So like even like the percussion of it, like real like tinny,
and then that strange, very happy sounding, clean vocal that came in.
The Japanese, man, they know how to do cool shit.
You know what the thing is as well? They essentially don't give a fuck. They just take risks. They just say, you know what I want to do here? I'm going to try this. You know, and obviously when you look at bands like Pale Dusk, Die, moving forward in their career becomes so much better at honing exactly what he wants from a track. So it inadvertently becomes more palpable, but they just go for it.
Yeah.
They just don't care. They just they want to try something, they try it. I think that's a really, really cool thing because it does create some exciting sounds.
Agreed. What did you guys think of Shinmon, the brand new track from KNOSIS off the upcoming album Genosis? Does that make you want to check them out? If you haven't checked them out before, are you excited for the album if you are a fan? And KNOSIS, when are you coming to Australia? Come hang out with your boys.
That would be great. Love to get Rio on here to have a chat at some point. I do think that he requires a translator to assist.
Oh, does he? I've seen him do interviews before.
Yeah, he's generally got his co-writer.
He'll need a translator for us because we're idiots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we barely...
I need a translator English for us sometimes.
Right.
Dicks.
Okay, when you're doing... I found it when I was doing...
When you're doing, I found it.
I found when I was
That's why he needs a translator.
He's like, this is not right English. I found when I was doing it by myself, because you're not waiting for answers or whatever from each other, when you have a thought and you're talking about the song, I often found myself thinking, am I speaking too quick for some of our international viewers?
I automatically speak faster when I'm by myself because exactly that. You're not waiting for a response. You're not trying to give someone a moment to step in and contribute. And also I feel like if there's too much silence, people get bored. But I don't think that's the case. I know that we speak quickly as Australians because we have a faster cadence than like Americans and some parts of the UK.
They're drawn out a little bit, like they're a little bit more drawn out. But in saying that, this went subbing all of a sudden. You're welcome. What do you think? Do international viewers, do you ever find it hard to pick up on what we're saying, the slang? Have you learned any new sayings or words from this channel that you didn't know before that have become a part of your everyday vocabulary? That would be interesting to me.
When I was in New Zealand last week, New Zealand has a fairly similar accent to Australia. They switch their vowel sounds around a little bit. I'm beached as bro.
Yeah.
That's I'm beached as bro. When we were talking to, I think it was a waitress who was from the States, and Court said something, and she's like, oh, from Australia. And then the waitress went, oh, no. But no, what do they say? What's the Australian bit? No. I don't do it.
No.
Court does.
No.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Court sounds more like that. She has a much more Australian accent than I do.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a particularly Australian accent. Except for when you become Tradie John. You become more Australian then. John, we've talked about this before, when we're around like a bit more like blokey blokes, Johnny changes the way he speaks, which is very funny to me.
Yeah, revert back to my being on-site
fucking
personality,
yeah. But normally I don't think you have a particularly Australian accent. But it's not like you're not Australian, you just don't have the bogan element of you.
Yeah, I think that's with a lot of people that live on the East Coast though.
Potentially. I mean, Gort lives on the East Coast and she sounds more Australian than I do.
And her family's Italian.
Maltese, but yes.
Maltese, sorry.
Yeah.
Ooh,
although her mum's side is from like Western Sydney.
Ah, okay,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
thanks for hanging.
Geography.
See you next
Nath and
time.
Johnny.